Haunted by her past and burdened by her mother's illness, Lina vows to transform her life. With the help of a tough trainer, Rita, and a group of people wronged by Omar, including whistleblower Yara Mansour, she rebuilds her strength, gathers evidence of Omar's corruption, and plans to expose him at another grand event. But before we dive into what happens next, I'd love to know, where are you tuning in from today? Drop your country in the comment below and please like the video. Thank you. Now let's continue. The grand ballroom of the Metropolitan Fashion Gala bursts with light, color, and vanity. Celebrities, designers, and billionaires parade through shimmering chandeliers, their laughter blending with the soft hum of violins. Amid this ocean of luxury moves Lina Marquez, a 29-year-old cleaning attendant in a borrowed uniform. She's invisible to everyone except when her mop squeaks. The air smells of champagne and expensive perfume, a world that doesn't belong to her, though once she dreamed it would. Then, as she accidentally bumps into a crystal display, billionaire mogul Omar Rafiq, owner of Rafiq Couture, turns toward her annoyed. His deep, commanding voice cuts through the crowd. "Careful, darling," he smirks. "That vase costs more than your rent." The crowd chuckles. And then, noticing the bright red designer gown displayed beside him, Omar adds mockingly, "If you can fit into that dress, I'll marry you myself." Laughter erupts. Phones come up. Flashlights sparkle. Lina stands frozen, her face burning, her heart cracking. She mutters, "I'm sorry, sir," and hurries away as tears sting her eyes. That moment becomes the most humiliating night of her life, and the spark that will change everything. Outside the gala, rain pours over Manhattan. Lina sits on the curb near a bus stop, clutching her soaked uniform. Her reflection shivers in the puddle beside her. Around her, city lights blur into streaks of gold and red, like mocking reminders of the gown she could never wear. At home, her small apartment in the Bronx smells of detergent and damp walls. Her mother, weak from a stroke, sleeps in a recliner. Medical bills cover the kitchen table. Lina stares at her old sketchbook from design school, drawings of dresses she once dreamed of creating. She whispers, "No one will ever laugh at me again." That vow becomes her heartbeat. Flashback, 6 years earlier. Lina walks through the halls of Parsons School of Design, laughing with her friend May. She presents a crimson gown project inspired by women's resilience. Her instructor praises her design, calling her the next big name. But later that week, a phone call changes everything. Her mother suffers a stroke. Lina leaves school, trading her scissors and sketches for a mop and bucket. Now, those memories sting sharper than Omar's words. They remind her of what she lost, and what she must reclaim. The next morning, Lina watches a viral video of her humiliation. It's everywhere. Billionaire challenges made to fit into red dress. Comments flood in, some mocking, others pitying. But among them, one message catches her eye. "You don't need his approval. Build your own runway." That comment, posted by a stranger named Yara M., becomes the seed of her transformation. Lina decides she will face the world again, not as a cleaner, but as the designer she was meant to be. And she will do it in 30 days. Lina joins a small community gym in the Bronx. The place smells of rust and sweat. Her trainer, Rita Gomez, a retired boxer, studies her with suspicion. "You sure about this?" Rita asks. "Most people quit after a week." "I'm not most people," Lina says. Days turn into nights of pain. Push-ups, runs through rain, and endless squats. Her hands blister, her muscles ache, but she keeps going. Rita slowly begins to admire her determination. Meanwhile, Lina cuts sugar, learns balance, and rewrites her routine. She even sews at night, altering second-hand clothes into graceful designs that remind her who she really is. While Lina rebuilds her strength, Omar continues flaunting his wealth. Yet cracks begin to show. Rumors swirl about his mistreatment of staff and unethical business deals. A journalist named Noel Vega publishes an article questioning Omar's sudden success and the mysterious disappearance of former employees. Late one night, Lina researches Omar online and finds the same commenter again. Yara Mansour, a former secretary at Rafiq Couture. She emails Yara asking to meet. At a cafe downtown, Lina meets Yara, elegant but haunted. "I watched that video," Yara says quietly. "He humiliated me too. I sued him once, but his lawyers buried it." Yara introduces Lina to others who suffered under Omar's arrogance. A makeup artist, a seamstress, a driver named Jamal who once saw documents proving Omar's corruption. Together they form an unlikely alliance. A cleaner, a whistleblower, and forgotten employees bound by shared pain. They agree to gather evidence and expose Omar, not just for revenge, but for every woman silenced by power. Weeks pass. Lina becomes stronger, her confidence returning with every run, every stitch. She wakes at dawn to exercise, works her cleaning shifts, and stays up past midnight sewing and planning. Rita watches her transformation in awe. "You're not just training your body," she says. "You're reclaiming your name." Through Yara and Jamal, Lina collects files and recordings from Omar's company, evidence of bribery, assault cover-ups, and secret payments. They prepare to reveal everything at the upcoming charity auction, where the same red dress will be displayed again. 1 month later, the Metropolitan Hotel hosts another glittering night, the charity gala for women's empowerment, sponsored by Rafiq Couture. Omar stands proudly on stage beside the infamous red gown. His masterpiece. Cameras flash. Then the crowd gasps. Lina walks in. She is unrecognizable, wearing a simple crimson dress she made herself, elegant and radiant. Whispers ripple through the hall. Omar freezes, disbelief in his eyes. "Miss Marquez," he sneers, forcing a smile. "You again." "I came to return your challenge," Lina replies calmly. As the audience watches, Lina speaks, her voice steady. "You once said I wasn't worthy of standing beside your dress. Tonight, I stand not to wear it, but to expose the truth behind the man who owns it." Yara steps forward with a microphone. Screens light up behind them. Emails, recordings, contracts, and testimonies fill the ballroom. The silence is deafening. Then reporters surge forward. Police enter. Omar's smirk fades as the weight of his crimes fills the room. For once, the powerful man cannot silence the truth. Within days, Omar's empire crumbles. Investors withdraw. Victims step forward publicly. He's arrested for fraud, harassment, and embezzlement. Lina avoids the media spotlight, preferring peace over fame. The viral video that once mocked her is now replaced by headlines celebrating her courage. Rafiq Couture is dismantled, and the red dress is auctioned for charity, funding scholarships for women who lost opportunities to injustice. Months later, Lina graduates from Parsons. Her designs, inspired by strength and survival, debut in a small but packed showcase. One of her gowns, deep scarlet silk, wins a national award. She receives a letter from prison, Omar's handwriting. He admits his guilt, saying, "You made me face what I became. For that, I'm strangely grateful." Lina folds the letter carefully and locks it away. Some wounds don't need answers, only closure. At her graduation ceremony, Lina stands before the audience in a handmade red dress, not luxurious but meaningful. She says softly, "I once thought success was about being seen, but now I know it's about believing in your worth, even when the world tries to erase it." This dress isn't a symbol of revenge. It's a reminder that no one defines your value but you. Tears glisten in the crowd. Cameras flash. Lina's story spreads again, not as tragedy but as triumph. Weeks later, Lina walks past the hotel where her humiliation once happened. The building glows with the same golden lights, but something inside her has changed. She pauses, smiling faintly, and whispers, "Thank you." Then she turns away, stepping into the bustling street, free, fearless, and fulfilled. Because true victory isn't fitting into someone else's dress. It's stitching your own and walking boldly in it. Lina starts a foundation, the Red Thread Initiative, helping young women pursue creative dreams regardless of their circumstances. Her designs tell stories of ordinary women who rose above pain and prejudice. At an exhibition, a teenager approaches her and says, "Your story made me go back to school. I want to design dresses that make people feel brave." Lina smiles, tears forming in her eyes. She realizes this is the true ending, not her revenge but her rebirth. And in that moment, surrounded by laughter, sketches, and the hum of possibility, Lina finally understands. The world might measure beauty in size, fame, or fortune, but the heart measures it in courage. The Red Dress Challenge is not just a tale of humiliation and triumph. It is a powerful reminder that resilience can rewrite destiny. When dignity replaces shame and courage replaces fear, no cruelty can destroy a soul that has chosen to rise. If this story touched your heart, if you've ever been laughed at, underestimated, or made to feel small because of where you come from, then you are Maya Brooks. At Echoes of Life Stories, we bring you real, powerful tales of courage, redemption, and transformation. Stories that remind you that dignity can rise from pain, and that even the quietest voices can shake the world. So before you scroll away, take one small action that means the world to us. Click subscribe and join a community that believes in second chances, strength, and stories that heal. Because every time you subscribe, comment, or share, you help another person who feels invisible remember. They matter too. Let's keep these echoes alive. Subscribe now, like the video, and turn on the notification bell because the next story might just change the way you see life.